Elon Musk and Donald Trump threw a hissy fit at the White House after breaking up their techno-Republican alliance. Musk accused Trump of being on the Epstein list, which has been public news since 2016, and Trump, by the mouth of his shadow general Steve Bannon, suggested that Musk is an illegal immigrant who should be deported. Bannon also said that the SpaceX company should be seized after Musk threatened to decommission the Dragon spacecraft needed to take astronauts to and from the International Space Station. But what is behind all this children's play? Don't the richest and the most powerful man on earth know how to make deals behind closed doors? Or are we truly being ruled by toddlers on steroids? Whether or not this show was a distraction, Musk in the end is a green energy leftist. Always has been. Since people aren't adopting electric vehicles quickly enough due to known practical limitations such as short range, long charging times, and rising electricity prices, Musk needed Trump to pass an EV mandate. A mandate by law is a way to force Americans to switch to driving electric by, for example, banning the sale of gasoline cars. It is a similar ploy as to what the European Union plans to do by the year 2030. But Trump, of course, represents much more of the DC swamp he promised to drain than he'll lead his MAGA base on to believe. Remember, under Biden, there was an electric vehicle summit and Elon Musk wasn't invited. Now, under Trump, Musk is ousted. And that's because Musk is indeed a foreigner to the US establishment. Musk wasn't born of any of the about 20,000 richest families that ruled the USA together, according to research published in G. William Domhoff's Who Rules America. This American aristocracy isn't going to let a South African outsider take their most lucrative business away from them. Indeed, Donald Trump's friends in oil and gas don't want to lose their minimum $30 billion in subsidies to keep people driving fossil fuels, nor do they want to lose the fossil engine market through an EV mandate. No wonder that Trump, sitting next to a quiet and silly-looking Chancellor Friedrich Merz of Germany, blatantly admitted that it was his idea during his first presidential term to blow up the Nord Stream 2 pipeline, namely, to force Germans and Europeans to buy American oil and gas. Now, why would Trump want Germans to buy oil and gas if we were going to switch to green energy? Ha! The interests of the USA are as selfish as those of the flamboyant president. To Europeans, this means an increasing energy dependence on the USA and on the US allies abroad as well, notably Israel, Qatar, and Saudi Arabia. Israel is competing with Turkey at the moment to become an energy transfer hub for Europe. And didn't the Arabs claim a while ago that people outside of the West will continue driving fossil fuel cars for hundreds of years to come? Musk will disagree, but I agree that the green energy industry is largely a scam subsidized by Western middle classes. Climate policy is another word for wealth redistribution. What we are witnessing here, then, is a successful palace coup committed by the traditional oil and gas industry. They've won the war against solar and wind without even announcing it. The rising cost of wind parks at sea and the greater than profitable cost of solar panels means that green energy will never be more than a mere addition to the global energy mix. Despite Spain's experiment recently in achieving 100% renewables on the grid, the situation for Europe is going to be as follows. Our American ally, quote unquote, has deliberately sabotaged our access to cheaper Russian fuels, oil and gas, so that we must now purchase them from the USA and its allies at minimum 8 times the cost, i.e. at war racketeering prices. Moreover, the switch from Russian gas to Qatari gas and from Russian oil to American and Arab oil makes us dependent on Arab notions of Islam rather than on Russian notions of white Orthodox Christianity. Still, Any kind of dependence is undesirable. And unless the EU army becomes strong and equipped enough to beat those of the USA, Russia, and China combined, it is likely that Europeans shall be trapped in a state of servitude to foreign interests, including a submission to Islam and a continued acceptance of mass immigration. However, I don't deal in this kind of pessimism. If Europe won't act in its self-interest, the rest of the world will. It is my advice, therefore, that Europeans should first replace their weak and ineffective leaders with strong men willing to fight hard for the survival of their people. And secondly, Europeans will need to sort out their energy problems. And I doubt that Elon Musk's green energy deal is going to save us. It's time for Europe, then, to go nuclear. And with nuclear, I mean fusion. Europe needs nuclear fusion in order to save itself from foreign domination, whether by the USA, by Russia, by China, or by the Islamic world, or whoever, by the Ottoman Turks. Our best and brightest engineers should make nuclear fusion energy a reality within the next 5 to 10 years. For if they fail, Europe and its peoples will simply cease to exist. Europe needs energy independence, not another corporate scam.